Today on Gamer's Couch,
Kingdomino.
Are you doing the Orbi at Orbi? No, whatever it is called, other way around. Shit. Good morning, folks. Good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is.
It is Anno Domino.
Oh gosh, the puns are flying really low. Subsurface
You asked me what time it is. I said it's Anno Domino. It's actually King Anno.
It's Kingdomino. Welcome to Gamer's Couch. We are talking about Kingdomino today, if you didn't catch up with it. My name is Sarah. I'm the artist behind Pinselgeschichten and owner of this channel. And this wonderful punful creature next to me is my lovely husband, Daniel, who likes board games just as much as I do. We like to play them, we like to enjoy them, we like to buy them. And we like to share our collection with you pretty much every Sunday on this wonderful video podcast show.
We also like coffee.
Yes, we do. Today we are talking about another nominee of the Spiel des Jahres list, and it's get ready for some puns because, well, if you're new to the channel and the show and you didn't know, our last name is King, so it might be that
in a different language.
In a different language, true.
You will never find out what the language is that we are speaking if we are not speaking the proper English. Yeah?
I'm not sure if you're Austrian or Swiss now, but it didn't sound German. Sorry.
It is not so much the difference between the two.
You're singing too much with your. It's too melodic. We're not that melodic. Whatever. Yes, we all. No, we're not. We're talking proper English as best as we can. And we're talking about this wonderful game as follows. Rules and gameplay first. We show you, maybe if we're quick enough, like a whole game, if he loses quickly enough. And then we talk about what we liked or not liked about this game, have funny stories and experiences. Also a thumb rating is there. The exact times are in the description box below if you want to hop to a certain section. And at the end of the video, I'm going to tease the next draw for Initiative Painting that is going to come out next Wednesday, and Daniel has to guess what game it's gonna be. And I'm gonna give you beautiful hints, I'm very sure. But for now, let's go into rules and gameplay. You can talk, it's your section. We are at 100 something with these episodes. You should be aware by now how this
I was thinking that you are doing the rules and the gunplay because you are the proper English speaking.
You are usually as well. You're very properly capable thingamajig of the English speaking. Please, honey, don't. Makes my ears bleed and my head ache.
It's time for us to get our kingdom settled properly, and in this, let's say, tile drafting game. We do so and we try to get a more magnificent kingdom than all the other players. In our case, it's just us two, which has a little rule variant, but you'll catch up on that immediately. In Kingdomino, every player takes a turn, and when it's your turn, you have your little king here. At the beginning of the game, we start with 4 tiles laying out, and you always sort them by number ascending. So we will flip them now over, knowing that the lowest number is on top and the highest number on the bottom. And the starting player
is me,
which is Sarah.
Yes,
gets to place her king in this case. Now, if we would have more players, then everybody would just have 1 king. But if we are playing with 2, everybody has 2 kings, meaning Sarah gets the first pick, then I get 2 picks, and then Sarah gets the last pick. I'll take these 2 tiles.
And I'm going to take this one.
And the positioning actually is important here.
I placed it just like so that we can have 2 rows. I measured this morning when setting up.
I'm sorry.
No,
they will now draw. So
totally fine.
Next thing we'll do is we draw another 4 tiles, and in this case, again, sort them by number ascending, flip them over.
Oh, this is so good. Yes.
And
I'm having a party here, and you will know why.
And now we get to play in the order from top to bottom, meaning Sarah gets her first tile and has to put it next to her little castle here. And this is the area where we will put down tiles. Now, there's some rules to this entire tile business. And that is, first of all, you must place tiles within a 5x5 grid. It doesn't matter where the castle is in that particular thing. So you could have, when the castle is perfectly in the middle, 2 tiles to each side and 2 to the bottom and the top. Or you could have the castle in a corner. Doesn't matter. The only thing that's important is that no tile goes beyond that 5x5 grid. Then the next thing to be kind of pay attention of is where are you allowed to put the tile. In the beginning, this isn't as much of a thing because you can put your tiles next to the castle at any of the 4 spaces. But if you have tiles laying down or want to put down a tile and it's not next to the castle, it has to be against or next to one matching tile at least. Let me show you that. So
can I first?
Oh yeah, I thought
you didn't say. No. I was waiting for you to.
So on Sarah's turn, and you already got the game loop here, you pick the tile that you chose, and then you get to select the next tile that you want to have, and that also determines when your next turn is to choose a tile. So I will pick my tile up here, actually I already know which one I'm going to pick. I'm going to pick
He's denying
this one
me.
up here. And by now you might ask yourself, well, what are you trying to do here? Well, at the end of the game, we will count up our scores. You need to pick your next one.
You are yellow.
Oh, I'm sorry. We will count up.
Usually I play yellow.
I'm sorry. So I'll...
Don't worry, honey.
I'll get this one. And now I can place this, for example, down here if I wanted to, because now it's wheat against wheat. But I'm not doing that. I'm actually flipping this over and placing it like so, because you're not limited to anything. You can already guess if I want to have the castle in the center, for example, this would be already the utmost piece there. And next I'm going to pick this one. For scoring purposes, the thing that you want to go for is having more with connected tiles of the same type. But it's not just enough to have connected tiles. You score 1 point per crown on that tile for each tile. Meaning, in Sarah's case here, this tile right now would be worth 3 victory points because it's one tile with 3 crowns on them. These 2 tiles for me are worth 4 victory points because they have 2 crowns and are so worth 2 crowns per tile that is connected to that. And with me going for this next piece here, for example, I can put this down here if I wanted to. Do I want to? Yeah, I think I want to. Do I want to?
And there it starts. Analysis paralysis.
I'm not so sure. Now I could scrap the idea of having my castle in the center and just go extend here.
We don't play with any special rules for this, so you don't have to have it in the center.
And try to do that, which might be a good idea. Maybe, I don't know. But that's not.
Ding, ding.
I'll just
thank
go
you.
with this here.
Next one.
And then I'll get to pick. So I'm still going to pick that one because I want to continue being the one to have first dibs on what tile I can pick up. I think I will now. Break out of my constraint, my self-given. How do I can? The thing is, here's why I'm struggling, because now if I put this here, I can only put a 2-piece tile here, but that means that either this is going out empty or I will have to struggle maybe to fill that. So I'm going to put that there.
Make a choice. Make it quickly.
I think.
Come on, I've sorted
I'll do
games.
this.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna choose your thingamajig. I'm quickly gonna put my
I think
thing here.
I don't want to give Sarah too many points there.
I'm not having that many points. I'm just very quick at laying down.
38, 29, 26, 24. And off we go. I think I'll still try to be in the first place here. And now I'm trying to get my house in order, so to speak.
You? No, me.
Mm-hmm.
Difficult with the counting.
I think I'm giving up on the idea of having my 5x5 grid, which is actually not important for the game we're playing right now. But there's a variant rule in the game where if you have your castle exactly in the middle, you get bonus points. And Sarah is kind of trying to confuse me by rearranging the order of how we pick the tiles.
You're still young, though you're really great, just like the king. But you can adapt, I'm very sure.
I'm very adept at this game. Now, if I put this down here, I think no, I didn't screw myself over quite yet, but we will see.
Again, yellow. You're still yellow.
Oh, it's my turn. Still. That is...
Sheesh, you're kind of slow today, honey. You got coffee and...
That's because suddenly someone told me, hey, let's play a full game of this. And now I have this idea that I might want to try to win. Now, when
you want to try to win.
When does the game end? Well,
now
it does end if we run out of tiles. And the game is always set up in that fashion that every player will get exactly 12 of those. Meaning that if you're really good, you will end up with a 5x5 grid with everything matching. So I take this one here in hopes to increase my...
You're a wheat country today. That's quite a couple of points.
Yes.
Next one.
Oh, and this one here. And I can put this one down. Damn. I think I screwed myself over. Now is this... I think this is worth more. Is this worth more?
I'm gonna place mine. It's the last round. We don't...
Yes,
you can
yes.
go ahead.
So... Now the question for me would be, do I place this here and get an additional, what's this, 6 points? Or do I go with this one? And I think this one is the better choice. Now, I screwed myself out of a couple of points by not lining up these things here. So I now have to put this in the box. And by the way, that always is your choice. You can put down the tile that you picked and add it to your kingdom, or you can put it in the box. That also means if you have no space to put this on, as in my case, because if I put this here, I would go beyond this 5x5 grid, then I have to put it away, which I just did. So that concludes our tile drafting thing, and we just end up with scoring points. And that is rather simple, as I said. For each connected type of terrain, you see how many crowns are on here, and then you just count how many spaces you have with multiplied with the crowns. So I'll do mine loud so that you can hear it.
Yeah, do that. And then we do mine, because otherwise I will be totally confused.
So, for example, this one here is alone with 1 crown is worth 1 point. This is alone with 2 crowns, meaning 2 points makes a total of 3. These are worth 2 points for the 2 crowns that are on here, so it's 5 and 7. And now the big whopper is coming around with 4, each space being worth 4 crowns.
I'm
where was I?
Seven. I'm keeping score
so
7.
It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 multiplied by
47.
4. That's a total of 47 points.
That's 10 points for me. 3 by 3 is 9, so
19.
that's 19. Nothing, but that's another 6.
25.
And that's another 12.
37.
And that's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15.
That's 39.
27 and 15. You know that I watched back the video, right? When I edit, you know that, right? So I will get your thingamajiggle-do-do-do.
So Sarah won this one.
27 and 15 is kind of like 42, and you had 47?
Let's count again. You had 30, I think you were at 37 and then 15.
37. Really? So that's 10, 19, and 12. 19 and 12, 21, 31 plus 15 is 46. You are 47. You're still 1. Oh no, I forgot those 6. I won. Okay, that's my second game winning ever. Sorry.
Sometimes I feel bad for myself of helping her out with this.
You married to me.
I won this. You. There's 2 ways to win this game: either play good or
play with me.
Know how to do math, which is also helpful. By the way, that was the more challenging part of the game. The drafting thing might be excruciating if you're me and trying to maximize your points, but for some
I have a nice kingdom.
The nice kingdom factor is way more important.
Yeah, but look, it's kind of like a quilt. It looks really like a quilt. I like it.
This game can be played for 2 up to 4 players. With 4 players, obviously each one only has 1 king, building their own little kingdom. As I said, the 2-player version is just a variant where you have 2 kings and place them to, I guess, make it a little bit more interesting and have a little bit more variety in there, which I think is actually a pretty good compromise.
Oh, yeah.
It's certainly better than just placing out 2 tiles per player. Obviously, if you're playing with 3 players, you would just have 3 tiles out each turn, and then pick one of the 3. It's always 12 tiles per player, so it doesn't really matter up in the end, because everybody ends up with the same amount of tiles. You just have to figure out which terrain to pick.
Could you please give me the stack of the tiles that we didn't use? Because for the likes and dislikes, I want to look through the stack for some of my favorites, because I don't see them here.
So you've seen every type of terrain. With 2 players, obviously we are only playing with half the number of tiles. That is why the other tiles are out of the game for our game. But that also gives you some replayability, especially if you're playing with 2 players, because you shuffle up those tiles, and these high-value mining tiles might not even be in the game, or similar to what I did here. I don't want to spoil, but it might be possible that you have a game where you start collecting these wheat tiles and then figure out there's almost none of the scoring tiles in here that give you a crown for that type of terrain that you just picked. So you kind of have to leave your options open. As I said, this game is for 2 to 4 players, and now I will do the sly look to my side and then say it's 15 to 30 minutes, which I think you can appreciate, since we actually played through the game, and I think even with explaining, 15 minutes seems like a good call here.
I'm missing one of the tiles.
What are you looking for?
The one with the fox and the sheep. Do you have it? No, it's a green tile. It's a grass tile. Because I'm having a glare at yours. You have it?
Here's a fox.
Okay. Then we can go to the next section.
And it's for ages 8 and up. Certainly this is... we can go.
Likes and dislikes. After short
I think this. I can totally see why this was nominated for Spiel des Jahres, because it is certainly a game that is very much fit for families. It is easy to learn. It has some interesting decisions to be made where you risk your kind of luck on not knowing what tiles are coming up. Do you want to be in a better position to have the first dip on the next row of tiles that's coming around, or are you going for the high value things? By adding in the variant rules, this actually gets a little bit more interesting with such things as you want to stay or you want to have a perfect 5x5 result like Sarah has here, which would have given her 5 extra points. Now, if she would have managed to arrange that castle is in the middle, then that would give her another 10 extra points, which can certainly make a difference for the game. Other things that you can do, there's a 2-player variant where you play in a 7x7 grid, which just makes for a longer game, which I think is a pretty good thing, because this is perfect for dinner time gaming. And I think it is also perfect for playing with kids, because it is not so overly long. You can play around. You can always play a second round if you wanted to, but if attention is waning,
or best out of 3 or something.
You might be good with that, which I think is always appreciated for those family style games. And at least from my perspective, I really like the artwork. It is adorable, cute, and even if you haven't seen it on the box, like the crazy king that's on here, the sheep that look like
slightly constipated,
that like they are having some weird issues. Certainly the fox over here, that is I pretty sure that's some business he's attending to.
Yeah,
he's not watching the...
That's one of the favorite tiles of mine too. I laid them all out here. It's the tiny fox, so you might just giggle while you play. I very much like the... you have the longer arm. Can you show them close to that front camera? So you have the witch that is brewing, so it's kind of like fairy tale almost, and I really like that. The same goes with the 2 wooden pieces, or the fox. That's the fox I really like. The 2 wood pieces have something of the Grimm's fairy tales or Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales, so I really like that. It makes me giggle. And of course, you have some folklore or some other Celtic legends on all the other tiles with the dragons and Nessie and all of that. So that's kind of cute.
It's also I just want to add, these are really nice to handle. They're really thick cardboard with that glossy finish. They're almost like very light wooden pieces, just from the feel. I mean, there's a lot of tree in here as well, but not in the same arrangement, to put it this way. But it I don't know. This is like almost like one of those harbor games for smaller children that have to be quite robust, and here I still appreciate that there's some tactile thing I like.
Exactly, and the other thing is since it plays so fast, and you're probably gonna play it a lot, you handle those pieces a lot. You take them into the bag, mix them out of the bag, blah blah blah. So they have to be sturdy. Otherwise, they would bend, or you could maybe feel which tile it is in the bag that you might want to prefer, and you have first choice, next turn, so all of these things. So I think they just had to make it very sturdy. And I mean, you said 8-year-old, right?
8 and up.
Yeah, so of course, if you played with kids, they're maybe a little more enthusiastic in pulling the tiles out of the bag, which is perfectly fine.
And I'm really bad with remembering my own youth, but I think 8.
Oh, I would have loved that.
At the age of 8, that's also a pretty good age to do this multiplication counting exercise with the scoring.
Yeah, that's second grade for us. So definitely, we, at least in my school, we went for multiplication thing and division and stuff.
And that also really being taught in gameplay, where which tile do you want to pick? Which is more opportune? Like the last one I was placing here. what would have been better? Would this tile have been better? The double wheat
Double
tile,
yellow.
or adding one or more crowns, which actually adds to the multiplier, which or acts to the kind of the lower side of the multiplier, and therefore is actually worth more than this here. So things like that teach you in a gameplay perspective what you are looking for, and from here going to other games, and this I think makes this a very good gateway game for families.
Exactly. The
From here,
next
going to Carcassonne.
exactly.
Or,
That was
going,
what I wanted to say. Yeah.
or maybe if you really like that
Capital. And
if you really like drafting, I this has a feel of Five Tribes to me, just because of that selection phase
might be
or drafting phase. At the
because
beginning.
it's the same designer.
Yes, I didn't say it. It's from Bruno Cathala. And it has this same colorful feel. I would
Exactly. I would say this definitely goes into the category of gateway game for new gamers, no matter how old. So it doesn't matter if you're 50 and you're a new gamer. This would be very fitting. Same goes for family game. And if you're a seasoned gamer, this could be a night opener if you have a game night, or it could be a dinner game if you're a couple and you want to play different kinds of dinner games throughout the week that are fast. You can have like a tournament throughout the year. So if I have the better kingdom than you for the rest of the year, you have to, I don't know, take me to the movies or something like that. You can have tiny little things like that. And I'm always personally looking for these kind of games because I like variation for the dinner games for us. And there it definitely hits the spot for me.
I think this is great as a gift.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is certainly inoffensive. I think it has something that almost everybody can appreciate. If I had to say something against it, is that I think it's a little bit too simple to become one of those mainstay games that you will go back. Where I think Carcassonne would have the upper hand.
It depends. It depends on what mood I'm in.
Yeah.
With Carcassonne, we only play the castle. We don't play the traditional Carcassonne with the 2 players.
And this does the same thing as the castle by restricting you in
it's
the
faster.
space. And it's faster. So if I now had to pick, I would probably prefer playing this over Carcassonne the Castle.
But once in a while, I want to have the other one.
But if I had to give out a recommendation for a game that you will play for the next 5 to 10 years, I'd probably still recommend something like Carcassonne, something with a little bit more meat to it than this one. Well, I mean, having a game, even if you consider playing this for 2 or 3 years, once in a while for dinner, since it's so fast, I think that's still a very good game.
Remember last year we played like 20 or 30 rounds of traditional domino that is even less to look at than this. So
true.
It definitely has a spot. I think this is perfect for families, and I'm definitely going to put this on the list for when Emma has her 8th birthday. Mm-hmm. This is definitely a gift for her that we could... she needs a bit of help with math anyways, so, we can definitely help out there. And this could be a hand-me-down to throughout a family that has kids between 8 and 12, I'd say. It's the perfect way to start.
Unless they're chewing on the tiles, these probably should survive long enough to...
Yes, exactly. Exactly. But they shouldn't teeth anymore, at least not with the first teeth. Let's rate, honey. I'm distracted. Shall we? 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up crown, thumbs up king. It's a wonderful game.
This is this could have almost made the children's category, I think, but I think 8 and up is the really good age for this. And since there's some more challenge in here and pretty much no luck at all, well, it depends. There is luck in there as to what tiles are coming up next. Mm-hmm. but you are not prey to a dice roll or something like that. So this is a little bit thinkier, but that also means that if you try to be really good at this game and someone is just, well, picking things willy-nilly without a strategy, you will beat them probably every time. So there's no catch-up mechanic for kids in there.
No, not in that regard. It could be, but that would be lucky then, depending on.
And I don't think that's
what
a negative.
Position you have. No,
I'm just thinking aloud as to why this is on the Spiel des Jahres list and not on the Kinderspiel list, which is the children's game. But I think I see that this is certainly a family game, but not a kids-only game.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to play this with my mom on the next game night that we're gonna have. So I would definitely classify this more to a family game than a kids game or gateway game, whatever you want to call it. But let's hop into the last section, funny stories and experiences. So we got this game because it was nominated. We didn't have it before.
Funny story, I know one. You almost won a game by counting correctly.
I won twice now out of 15 games, but I didn't. Well, we played, the whole group played, and the two of us in total, we played 15 games. So I played something like 14.
Really? That much?
Yeah, we always play 3 or 5 each night because we play it like love letter.
See how quick time goes when you're playing this. You for me that's okay. We play this one evening, but I kind of phase out.
We played it with a big group, so you played once and I played once, and then we played it 2 nights for game night, and now we played it here, so that's 15. Anyway, he was really strong in the beginning, and I just wanted to have my kingdom pretty, not necessarily going deep strategy, but looking for the tiles with the most crowns and stuff, and having the big meadow or the big wheat thingy going on. But I didn't go for the higher value tiles per se, so he was really beating me left and right in the beginning. But then
we learned that mines are really good if you have all of them.
Exactly, and that was a lucky thing. But I was in one of the games. I was very lucky to always sit on spot number 1. And the mines came out on another spot number 1. So I always sat on spot number 1 and I got the mines, and he was like, what the heck?
The 2-player game is really vicious if you allow the other player to go for the first 2 spots, and if it doesn't hurt the other player too much to pick those tiles, and then having first call on 2 other tiles in the next turn, that's...
and I had, not only did it hurt me too much, but it benefited me in that particular game, so I pretty much crushed him. But that was like once, and then we were very close, and there were a couple of games where the decision or the point where he would win was either him having the castle in the middle or having all of the tiles laid down. So the 15 points that from the variations that we played with were then the point where he was winning pretty much. So with the field, we were pretty close. And now, today, I just got very lucky and you were distracted by the camera, so of course I'm winning. It's the second or third
Congratulations.
game. Thank you. It's the second or third game that I never won or only won once, and then on camera I win, which is totally cool. I want to have every game played through on camera.
And please, we really appreciate your rule insight. Let her have the victory. It's okay.
What? Did I play something wrong?
No, you didn't.
No,
I actually didn't pay attention, but last time you got a stern reminder that actually you didn't win because
I did just 2 rounds later. It's like in the after credits. Anyway, so let's close out this.
I found that highly amusing, by the way.
I did too, but I was also like, no, I'm too stupid to really pay attention. But it was like, 2 cameras, lots of lights, kind of you always looking like, is everything still recording? Is everything fine? And then playing is like, anyway.
Yep.
No excuses. Let's tease Draw for Initiative because...
And I want to make a point here.
Sorry.
We managed to talk about the game and not go for twice the actual time it takes to play the game. Because Draw for Initiative talk, I don't count that in
No, that's post game thing. Whatever. We have to tease it because not only is playing board games really cool, but it is even cooler to then take your artist friend to the studio, make her co-producer of Draw for Initiative, and paint experiences from all the board games that we have. And this week, I'm going to tease for next Wednesday, 9 a.m. CT. There's going to be a new video. And the game that we are going to paint is a cooperative game that might kick you in the butt really hard if you're... No, we already painted that. If you are not good with a time limit to play the rounds with.
Space Alert.
No, we already painted that. You have to remember all the 5 seasons that we already know. We're currently in season 5.
Why not take this as an opportunity for our viewers to remind them that there's already a video about those things that I suggest?
Yeah, it's going to be iCards in the thingamajig. I'm always taking the opportunity, but you cannot...
Maybe I do this on purpose.
Yeah, but you cannot put them... You cannot put them together too fast. Otherwise, I have to have a minute between the 2 iCards. So just every 60 seconds, and just 4 of them, no more. The game that I'm teasing here also is... It has something to do with space, and if I'm not mistaken, there's a video game available for it, but I'm not 100% sure. But I think there is, but I'm not sure. And we had it on Gamers Couch.
Now it's really difficult for me to say something that's not the game, because that's quite obvious now which one it is.
But we have multiple games that... am I right? Is it?
Yes, but we have not multiple games that are cooperative games with a time limit and are available as a computer game.
I think it is.
Now I'm giving you one more hint. That game that this board game is based on is a strategy game, but not a real-time strategy game, but a turn-based strategy game where you name the people you're playing with after your friends and usually see them die in horrible ways when they get munched up by extraterrestrials. And that's as much as I can tell you.
Did you ever name one of them after me? Did you play it since we met?
Sure.
But so I'm your friend?
Well, I name them after people I know. Let's put it this way. But yeah, I think you were an assault class with a shotgun, stumbling into the enemy and then
so like in real life,
blowing stuff up.
And like in real life.
Yes. You also have an adverse relationship to every kind of door frame that is available.
Like in real life.
The door buster. You can open the door with your hands, or you can just run through it and then leave that perfectly shaped.
Yes, and I try to achieve the most beautiful shapes like that. That's what I want to do.
Door Tetris.
If you have a clue on what game we just teased, you can leave it in the description box below and let me know how good we are, or he is, with giving you hints. I would very much appreciate that. Also, if you have other questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. Fill that section with wonderful words. And we're going to see you next Sunday with a new game. And have a wonderful week. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you're new, and you want to see more of those videos, just hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you're notified whenever a new video is released.
If you're new to this, if you're new, you're probably an infant and are not on YouTube yet, at least I hope. But then again, if you are
The
new,
kids grow up so fast.
welcome, I guess.
Don't. We're gonna
It's
go
getting
now.
awkward.
Yes.
We have to say goodbye.
Bye. Happy weekend, and we're gonna see you next time. Bye. My kingdom is so much better than yours, honey. It's so pretty.
My kingdom is in disarray.
Mine is pretty. I have swamps, I have mines, meadows, a lake, but no wheat. So
I have
my king is not stoned.
I have something to eat. At least. I'm not eating trees.
Well, my king is in love. He just eats air. He lives from air.
Tree air.
Tree air.